Welcome to another edition of The Talkin Hands.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of EPL on
Class is in session, hitting the books on PUBSPORTS.
This is another exciting edition of the main event on Talkin Hands. Bang, bang! What's going on, guys? You're tuned to another edition of the main event on Talkin Hands. As always, I'm your host, Preston, joined by my co-host, Mr. Danny Betts. We're to break down this week's extravagant, fantastic main event with everyone's favorite boxer. That's right, the return of Jake Paul as he takes on Tommy Fury. I believe Danny also has some looks to Showtime. I think it's on Showtime, the Matthias card. That's on Saturday. The Paul fight Sunday for people who don't know. So the majority will be on the Paul fight, but then Danny will touch on the other fight. Danny, thoughts on any recent boxing activity, news, notes, recaps, anything you got? Let them know.
No, I'm excited about. Like I was saying backstage, I found out it's pretty official. I heard from a trainer of Matthias, who I'm gonna talk about pretty soon. His trainer said that his other fighter, William Cepeda, is gonna be the co-main event at the Garcia versus Davis fight, April 15th, making that official. So that's all I wanted to hear. I mean, we still haven't heard from Davis or Garcia, but coming from that trainer that he almost won trainer of the year, that's official to me. So I'm as excited. Boxing's back, baby.
Yeah, that's the fight that we've been eagerly anticipating. It was basically signed. I mean, it wasn't signed, but Tank fought Garcia and Hector Garcia, right? And then Ryan Garcia was supposed to fight, and then they were going to win and then meet. Tank did his thing. Ryan didn't want to fight. I don't know what happened, if he didn't want to take the tune-up or whatever. And then now we're finally here right before Tank's court date. So should be good. Happy it got done. But, that's April 15th, Las Vegas, Nevada, at 136 pounds. Tank has been fought. Actually, what was his last fight? 135? Yeah. So
that was after the Fortuna fight where Garcia said he wasn't fighting under 140 anymore.
Yeah, that's
remember. Yeah,
that's a hesitancy I have with Garcia. Hopefully, he doesn't drain himself out making weight, but we'll see. BA here in the chat. What's going on, BA? With the comment here, as average as Paul is, he's still much better than anything. Little Fury is not Fury. And BA, that comment can get us into this fight. All right. What you guys are here to see: Jake Paul, Tommy Fury. Danny, your thoughts? Are you in agreement with BA here, or do you think Tommy Fury actually pulls off the upset because he's the underdog?
Man, we were talking about this before, the stream. Jake Paul. At first, I used to criticize this guy, but thinking overall, a lot of people bashed him, like, "Oh, he's not fighting real boxers." And then I started realizing, like, dude, he's not a real boxer yet himself. He doesn't have an amateur career. Never, boxed when he was younger. He was a wrestler, actually. So, after that frame of thought of mine, I started giving him more respect. Once I saw him improving every fight, his jab got better. His defense got a little bit tighter. Against UFC guys, older guys, I understand that. But Tommy Fury, bro, you gotta look at his resume. He's fighting guys. Where's my list? His record of his opponents, he fought a guy that was 10 wins with 111 losses, 0-35, 2-42. 0-46, 0-23, and then he fought a couple guys like 6-2, 75, and 11-2. But if you dig into those guys' resumes, they're as bad as Tommy Fury's. And then when they stepped up in competition, they got knocked out. And digging into the tape with Tommy Fury, I mean, he looks like he's strong. He doesn't really have that punching power in my eyes. Like, he doesn't. Guys like lay down, they're there to get a paycheck, but. Yeah. He throws so sloppy. All that muscle, you could tell after, I think, around like half of the third round, he starts gassing. This is going to be his first 8-round fight. I mean, I gotta take Paul here, man. He's like I was saying, he's looking better every fight. Bigger guy. This is at 200 pounds, which Fury's been fighting like at 180, 185. He fought exhibition boxing match in his last fight at 200, which was just paycheck because they were both like sparring basically. He throws a lot of wide hooks and sloppy, and like I said, once he starts getting tired, it gets worse. It gets worse, and I can see that right hand of Paul just going right over the top. And I want to see Paul throw more straight punches because it'll be way easier for him in this fight. Because like Fury is so wide, the loopy ass punches, and he's like a bodybuilder, so he's like robotic. So I haven't looked at the round props yet, but I'm gonna look at like the round 6, 7, 8. Might be my little sprinkles. I think the over under is what?
So 6.5 right now. My
6.5.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's perfect. I think he gets a late stoppage once Fury, because these guys don't like each other. He's gonna come in there hot, and after like the third round, Fury's gonna be tired and gassed, and I think he'll, Paul land a big right hand later on, and I might look at those round props for sure. What do you think?
Yeah, I was actually pretty much in complete agreement. So current odds at mybookie.ag. If you guys could enter that promo code PUBSPORTS, 50% deposit bonus match, credit debit, 100% Bitcoin up to $1,000. mybookie.ag, promo code PUBSPORTS. So current odds on mybookie: Jake Paul -170, Tommy Fury +130, round prop 6.5. Over -180, under +130. And I actually completely agree with what you said. Watching Fury fight, if you're betting Fury, bet him 1, 2, or 3 knockout.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't knock Paul out, some fluky overhand punch, and then Paul like takes a dive. To me, he takes a dive because Paul's gotten hit by harder punchers, more skilled boxers, and he's stayed in there. I mean, he got dropped really bad by Woodley, and he stayed up, Fury is not good. Nick in the chat, what's going on, Nick? And he's asking you, Danny, how you feeling?
Oh, I'm good.
But yeah, I think this is Paul's fight to lose. Like we saw it, Paul was fighting Anderson, like his last fight, right? Now, the issue I had with Anderson Silva, very, very low activity. He really wasn't throwing much. He picked it up second round, third round, but he also coasted. I think that's what I'm interested in seeing is will Fury take the fight to Paul early, make Paul get on his back foot? But Paul, his movements looked pretty good. I got to give him credit. Nick's asking, are there any rehydration clauses in the contract? Danny, do you know that?
I haven't heard anything about it. I don't think there is. And like I was saying, like this is at 200 pounds. And even though Tommy Fury looks like the bigger dude muscle-wise, but Paul is actually the bigger guy here. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, if he could rehydrate, it don't matter. He's going to be bigger regardless. But cool little side story. I know Nick is going to like. Me and Nick were at the Clevelander in South Beach, and we actually came across the nephews of Tyson Fury, which was quite crazy. And we had a good time with them. They were cool people. But I'm sorry, but their uncle's about to get knocked the fuck out, probably by Jake Paul.
Yeah. And what's going on, Connor? And of course, Nick in the chat. Yeah, I mean, he's going off name alone, right? Tyson Fury, arguably the number 1 heavyweight in the world. He's the half-brother of Tyson. But Paul's fought real legitimate competition the last year, 2 years. He gets better. Like you said, he has a good overhand right. And his movement. I rewatched the Silva fight. His movement was very good. Circling outside, throwing, doing enough to win rounds. I think kind of what you're saying, round 5, round 6, the fight's going to be a hug fest. Fury's going to be on him, hugging him, rabbit punches, and it's going to be dog shit. It's going to be a bad fight. But Paul's going to win because he's going to be more active and throwing punches. Kind of like Connor saying, Fury got no power for his size. Well, Connor, when you're fighting two mailmen and the delivery boy, I think
If
we
that,
all,
Jesus.
yeah, I think we all can look pretty good against Tommy Fury. Nick doesn't know what Prime is. Nick, Prime is the Paul Brothers energy drink that is sponsored by the UFC. They got a big contract for that.
Money.
But yeah, I like Paul here. I think honestly, money line's not bad. 180, 190. Fury, like I said, if you like Fury, round 1, 2, or 3. That's it. If it gets outside round 3, Fury's done. Live bet it. Because if Fury does like hit him a few times, maybe you get Paul as a dog line. Paul's gonna win the fight. As long as it gets extended 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like Paul here. And I'm pretty confident in Jake Paul. Danny, your pick for this one?
Like I said, I don't have a number in front of me, but I like the late rounds, man. I'm gonna sprinkle those. I mean, money line ain't bad. If you were willing to pay the juice, it's minus 180, 175, I think, for Jake Paul. But I think he gets a late knockout. My group, like the rounds, round 6, 7, 8, or whatever it is, together. So that's my route for this one. So hopefully I get some good numbers on that one. Because I think the KO is what, plus 225?
Let me take a quick look here. Paul, 250.
250, yeah.
Yeah, 250.
So,
Paul
I mean,
by
you could
KO.
take that straight too.
Yeah, then we got Josh here. Josh in the chat. Fury has some nice quick combinations. He needs to pace himself. He looks good, Josh. Again, he's fighting
Better.
nobody.
You look better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's fighting nobody. Like,
Yeah.
we just saw it in the UFC, right? The Russian, he lost to Emmers. He's 20.
Oh, my bad. He's talking about Fury. I don't know about the combinations, man. All I see is hit, hit, hit. That's all I see.
Well, that and like he hit two of the guys like one punch to the body, and then they like went down like they got shot.
Yeah.
Like, and they refused to get up. So it was,
Dude, it's bad. Like, I don't know these. Let me read this again. This is Tommy Fury's opponent records: 10 and 111 losses, 0 and 35, 2 and 42, 0 46, 0 23, and then he fought 3 guys that are 6 and 2, 7 and 5, 11 and 2. Look into those records, and they have fought nobody too.
No.
So,
no, I agree. I think it's. I'm not saying it's a setup fight, obviously, because these guys have been going back and forth for a year now. Like, it's been a while for them to fight each other, but I like Paul here.
So, I mean, his record is his record, but like I got the saying to myself, like, don't let the level of competition blind you from their skill set. That's my thing when I'm looking at fights and stuff like that. But I mean, it's hard to find skills with Tommy Fury, bro. He doesn't have a nice 1-2, no straight jab, no movement like to the side. Like, he doesn't do any of that. I don't know. I mean, he's pretty bad.
No, he's a quick, get him out quick, bum rush the guy, throw a few punches, and then they're done. Yeah.
It's like back in the day, Talkin boppers or whatever. That's what he does.
Yeah. And what's gonna happen, what I hope Tyson is helping him train, is if he's not utilizing any movement, he's going to gas out immediately. He's gonna get picked apart. And I'm not saying for fucking Jake Paul is a all elite boxer. He's not. No. He can move a bit. He can jab. He can throw the overhand right. He can do a few things decently. Tommy, I mean, Josh likes Tommy Fury, evidently, but we'll see. I'll give you this, Josh. If you like Tommy Fury, you have to bet him early by KO.
Yeah, I'll bet him early.
He's not winning a decision, just from what we've seen, or at least from what he's shown me on tape and like in his fights. So we can move on from the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight. Danny, any thoughts on Matthias Ponce? I believe it is.
Matthias versus Ponce. Yeah.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that one? Looks like it's favored to not go to the decision, so maybe we'll get a nice knockout.
So talking about real boxing, like I mean, I'm giving Jake Paul a little bit of credit, but if you want to tune into a real war, go on Saturday night, get Showtime or a little stream on your Fire Stick, and tune into Subiel Matias versus Jeremiah Ponce. That's gonna be out war, and it's gonna be for the belt that Shake Stevenson left behind, the IBF belt.
Okay. Yeah.
Matthias, this fight was supposed to happen in October, but Ponce is from Argentina. He had some like visa issues, and he said he needed more time. So the thing was that Matthias, I found out he went to Mexico. He's Puerto Rican. He's from Puerto Rico. He went to Mexico for the first time with his trainer, Jay Panda, Nigeria. And they went to this little town. I forget the name, but it's famous for its elevation. People go over there to train. He wanted to train at elevation. Even though he has a great gas tank, he's been there for 10 months since this fight got canceled. So he had a double camp. So he's over there going hard. He's got a family back at home, 10-month baby that he hasn't seen in like 7-8 months or whatever it was. So all the interviews, man, this guy is in it. Like he's in shape. He's all around ready for this fight. Now Ponce on the other hand, he's Argentinian. He's got like a Mexican style to him. He's gonna go forward. He's linky. He's gonna be the taller fighter, longer reach. But he loves boxing inside. He starts off. What's funny, Pete? He starts off like trying to like box a little bit. He's got a good jab. He knows how to box, but he just can't help it. He'll go right after round one. He'll go straight in there, go inside, and just start hammering away. And that's the one thing you do not want to do, Matthias. If you guys don't know, you probably heard about it a couple years ago of a boxer, that got beat up so bad that after the fight, he passed away. Matthias was the opponent. And that's how serious this guy is. Like this guy, his combinations to the body, he switches from the body to the head. One of the better combination punchers I've seen. He does like a little bit of defense, but I mean, he's tough as hell. He only has one loss. He has 18 wins, all by knockout. I'm going heavy on his knockout prop. You could get it at minus 160 because I really think he could get an early stoppage because they have one opponent that they both faced. His name was like Ennis from Argentina, and he knocked down Ponce in the third round. And that scares me because like if I'm trying to look for my famous, 7 round to 12, and Matthias knocks him out in the second round, he didn't get knocked out. He came back up, won the decision, so he is tough. But I think Matthias here is all day. I think his money line right now is like minus 450, which just can't come down because a lot of money is coming on Ponce, which is crazy to me. I think it's gonna be an all-out war. And if I have to bet money, I got to put my money on Matthias. I got 3.2 units on KO minus 165. You could get a little bit better number at minus 160. And I like him to get it done by like 7th, 8th, 9th round. So I'm going to group that. I think you could get like a plus 350 for round 7, 8, or 9. And round 8 is plus 1,200. So I'm sprinkling that too. So I'm telling you, tune into that fight. That's going to be a war. Just like the last week. Last week, I don't know if you got P saw a couple of the fights with Luis Neri and
I saw that one, yeah.
As a war is like all around great boxing fight. So and then after that we got Jake Paul on Sunday. So day drinking. I think that's like at 2 Eastern.
Yeah, over in Saudi Arabia, yeah. No, that
did I hear day drinking?
Yeah, Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Jamal James. So it's at the Armory. Jamal James.
James. Yep.
Hey, that all the fucking time. Yeah.
If I could get, that's his hometown. Yeah. So he's fighting an Argentinian, and he's coached by and trained by Samson Promotions, which I follow a lot because he finds diamonds in the rough all the time. Like Villa that just fought Ellis and beat him, which was kind of controversy, but
yeah.
That kid from Argentina, I like him a lot. He might upset James unless James gets that home cooking, but we'll see. I don't know if I could get a line there.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll see. I'm not seeing a ton of lines besides
Yeah, I can't find it,
fight.
so
Yeah.
we'll see.
So, yeah, that should be a good one, guys. Tune into that one. I will have to look up his fight some more, but me and Danny are usually pretty lockstep with our picks. So if he likes Matthias, I will likely co-sign that. We can finish it off here. Best bet for the weekend, Danny. Go ahead. You can do either fight, whatever you want to do.
Best bet for me, man. I'm really confident in Matthias. Just KO prop -160, -165. I got it at. And like I said, group round 7 to 9 is at +350, and round 8 is at +1100. So those are my bets for sure. Besides the Jake Paul, but I'm more confident on Matthias.
Right. I'm gonna go Jake Paul money line. I know it's a little juiced, 180, 190. I think he's fought better competition. I think he looks better on tape. Fury's gonna really have to show me something. If he can, kudos to him. I think the Paul win over Silva really cemented him as, not saying he's like some all superstar boxer, but he's a legitimate boxer now. He's not no Joe Blow. So I'm going to go Jake Paul. Jake Paul to defeat Tommy Fury in Saudi Arabia. As Nikki put in the chat, guys, and it's scrolling on the timeline. If you guys could get the Pub Sports Radio membership, $4.99 a month, equals out to 18 cents a day. Really helps us all out. Publipalooza is coming up end of March. UFC San Antonio, that's end of March. If you guys, anyone has any interest here, fly down. Guaranteed to have a good time. I know Danny was out there last year. Nikki was out there last year. Fun time. San Antonio, Southtown 101. Hit the like button. Drop a comment down. Tell us what you like for this weekend in the fights. Joe's asking if Jake Paul lost a lot of money with crypto. Probably, Joe. Probably. I'm not hip to the crypto, but I wouldn't doubt it. Jake Paul has a lot of weird investments. And that'll do it for us, guys. I'll look up next week. I'm sure we'll be back, see what fights we got. Got to go. Got to see what happens. Nick said Logan. Logan was in the crypto. So that should do it. Danny, closing thoughts, and we'll head out of here.
No, man. Hopefully we get some more great fights this weekend. Go Jake Paul, the GOAT. I'm obviously kidding, but smash that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts on this weekend's boxing matches. Let's make some money. Matthias Bartek knockout around 7, 8, or 9. Let's go.
Perfect. We'll see you guys next week. See you guys.
What are you bumping?